Hey, good to see you getting back in crypto space. Thanks, Priscilla. I ugh, I'm like overwhelmed, or there's so much stuff going on in my life, like with this court case and everything. Like, it's just like I'm not like I want to believe in the court system and that the court system will be fair and everything like that, but they're trying to throw like all this shady manipulative stuff at me that's totally not fair and is designed to just like bully and threaten me. And it's so much stuff going on with it. I don't. And then I would have to do. I don't know. I feel like I'm just complaining and I should just do stuff, but uh, you're a relatable figure, troubled incel who overcame adversity to make it. I don't know if I'm really an incel, uh, or if I overcame adversity. I don't know. But have you been looking into anything besides Uniswap lately, like other DeFi stuff? Uh, so, what I'm setting up now, there was a video yesterday, a live stream yesterday, is the Ethereum staking computer. This phone is sitting on top of it, but I built that yesterday, and then now I'm setting up BIOS on it, and then going to install Windows to test, make sure that everything is stable, just because I'm familiar with stress testing and everything the most in Windows. Then I'll be switching to Linux and installing all that stuff. I wish I could just have like a time where like all I do is focus on this and not have like all these other things going on in my days that just suck my mental energy from me. But yeah, I'm still trying to go without a lawyer with this, because every time that I interact with lawyers, they try to get me to plead guilty or to make a deal for lesser charges or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not pleading guilty. I didn't intentionally lie to purchase a gun or try to deceive anyone. Like, this is gonna go on my record, and like, I don't want this on my record because people are gonna look at that and think that I'm a liar and that I have no integrity and stuff like that. Uh, so and the lawyers that I've dealt with, they really don't care. They just want stuff to get over with as fast as possible so they can move on to different lawsuits and everything. They don't like. I was forced into accepting a public defender for my preliminary hearing, and the way that the prosecution did that was so incredibly shady and manipulative. Like, I had 5 preliminary hearings. Three of them I was bullied and threatened to be involuntarily committed into a psych ward, and all of the hearings would get delayed and be continued. There was no court reporter on for any of these hearings. Uh, Sorry, I'll approve your comment. It was hidden because of the uh, curse. So, so 3 of the 5 hearings, I was bullied and threatened by the prosecution, and there's supposed to be a court reporter assigned to every single one of these hearings. Those 3 out of the 5, the court reporter wasn't made aware of the hearings. Like, the prosecution and the judge didn't tell them that they had these hearings. Now, I think that the reason that happened was so that there would be no record of me being bullied and threatened and manipulated and everything. And this is like me. You've seen my videos, like uh, my videos in the past telling people like, oh, don't overreact, wait until the evidence comes out, you can resolve this in court and everything, with the Rayshard Brooks and all this stuff going on in the media and everything like that, everything going on in the world. And this, I'm someone who has like faith in the legal system and everything. Uh, so just seeing that it's not how I wished it was is super screwy. Uh, but yeah, so at the end of all my hearings, the judge is saying, "Well, we're not proceeding with this hearing until you get a lawyer. And if I hire a lawyer, that's me dumping money into a lawyer to fight this. I'm not going to see that money back. Lawyer wants $15,000 for 2 hearings. I've already had 7 hearings, so it's like $3,000 to $4,000 per hearing that I have to pay a lawyer, and that's just going to give prosecution an advantage because I'm gonna be bleeding money and want to give up just so I'm gonna run out of money or not want to spend the money. So it's an avenue for me to give up. Uh, so I don't know. There's more that I can say about it. It's so incredibly frustrating. You're definitely being strong-armed. It sounds like, yeah, because I don't want to. And so then today, so because they didn't have a court reporter, so the court reporter is the stenographer that takes records of everything. Because they didn't have a court reporter on 3 out of the 5 hearings, so the preliminary hearing was moved up to the higher court, whichever the next one is. So that's what one of the main judges. Sorry, I hear like my neighbors making noises, and also the comments. Like, don't stop commenting, but I just have to ignore the comments for a second so I can focus. So I asked. Well, let me bring up the email off camera. But, well, anyway, I asked the main judge if I can bring in my own court reporter. I had called like a month ago court reporting agencies this way that I knew that I could this way I can find someone to bring on and everything. And I was put in touch with someone named Jessica who was like highly regarded from all the court reporting agencies that I spoke to. They all recommended her. So I asked the judge, I asked the clerk's office for the judge, like the judge's assistant or whatever, can I bring in my court reporter? And she says, yes, a court reporter will be on for all of your hearings. And I'm like, no, you don't, like, I didn't ask that. I asked if I can bring in my court reporter. Her name is Jessica, blah, blah, blah. She's highly regarded. And I explained to them, like, what happened with 3 of my 4 hearings, or 3 of my 5 hearings, where what happened to me and everything. And those, all of the 5 hearings, I'm also told that there'll be a court reporter on, and there's not. So I'm like, I don't trust you guys. I want to bring on my own. And then the emails went silent. Like, she was talking to me, responding like every 5 minutes to the emails. She just went completely silent after that. Typo in video title. Building. No, we're going to be building an Ethereum staking computer today. Just, yeah, let's build an Ethereum one and see what happens. No, I'll change it. Thank you very much for pointing that out, Fox. Edit video. And Ethereum. And we'll go back. I don't want to watch an ad on my own video. Who does YouTube think I am? Only you guys can watch ads. Alright, so, uh, and they're probably monetarily incentivized to make you plead guilty. Uh, well, I guess, like, do you mean because then I pay a fine or whatever? I guess so. Like, the very first hearing, or the very first hearing, the detective came to me in the hallway and talked to me, and I told him, like, I'm not pleading guilty to this, and I kept, like, not, I don't want to say being stubborn, but being assertive and saying that I'm not doing this, like, standing up for myself, and he just, like, threw up his arms, and he's like, fuck this shit. I'm like, alright, well, for one, that kind of gave me, put me in a strong position because obviously he doesn't have an argument or any proof, so that's why he's getting so frustrated. But but these are like the type of people that I'm dealing with. What's the original reason that they started legally pursuing you? So in March, beginning of March, I went to a firearms place to purchase a gun. And this is a place that I was at uh, multiple times in the last year and a half, taking firearms training courses and going in there and asking them questions and everything. Like, they don't, I didn't like make friends with anyone specifically in there, so they don't really know me by my face or name or anything, but I do have records of me going in there. I have bank statements for the classes that I took and the ammunition that I purchased for the classes. Uh, and the reason that's important is the prosecution is trying to say that uh, I went into this firearms place intentionally scam them and deceive them, and that's not true. Like, and that I like showed up out of the blue to scam them and deceive them. Like, no, I was working on building a relationship with these people, and trying to learn the best that I can and ask all my questions and everything like that. Uh, and then also, like, I spoke to my lawyer to uh, make sure that I was okay to purchase the firearm and everything. So the reason, I think I spoke about this in another video, but the reason that uh, I failed the firearms thing is for an involuntary commitment to a psych ward in 2009, I think. And I have absolutely no recollection of that ever happening. Uh, I was in the psych ward like 9 times in a year and a half. And I recently rewatched, if you watch my Why I Became a Cryptocurrency Millionaire video, I mentioned that in there, that I was in the psych ward like 9 times in a year and a half. And that's all that, like, going forward with my life, that's all that mattered to me in my mind was that I was there. So if I was involuntarily committed, the amount of times that I went in such a short amount of time, uh, like most of the times that I was there, I was voluntarily there. Uh, so I think that's like the reason that I don't remember that happening is just it wasn't an important concept or it wasn't an important detail, and everything else that was going on in my life, like being suicidal and wanting to kill myself and all that, uh, it was just like, but I did get the hospital records, and the hospital records. I read the police reports and everything, and I still don't, like, none of it rings a bell to me. Uh, well, one of the instances rings a bell to me, but I didn't know I was involuntarily committed for that event. But they probably accidentally counted one as it being involuntary. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think so. The hospital records and police records are pretty clear that that it was involuntary. But I mean, this is your criteria, isn't it? I don't really understand the question that you're asking. That is their criteria, isn't it? But like, I don't know if I said this already, but the last public defender that I had a couple weeks ago, uh, he argues at the end of the preliminary hearing that the entire case is based on hearsay. So the prosecution brought in the guy that the guy at the firearms place that I dealt with and filled out the form and went to buy the gun. Like, that's not hearsay. The guy is right here saying that, uh, saying that, saying the events that took place, that I went in there and filled out the form to buy a gun. And because of that bad argument, him arguing that it's hearsay, the prosecution just jumped on that, and I can tell the prosecution's going to destroy him if he makes terrible arguments like that. Like, all that. So if I was allowed to speak, I would have said that all that the prosecution was able to prove in the preliminary hearing. So the preliminary hearing, the purpose of that is to determine that there's enough evidence to go to trial. So I would have said all the prosecution established is that I filled out a form to purchase a gun. The prosecution didn't establish that I intentionally lied on the form, or that I lied on the form. And the prosecution didn't establish that it was a lie and not an honest mistake, and that it wasn't a mistake. That's what I would have argued. So for not, but I mean, that is their criteria, isn't it? For not allowing someone to purchase a firearm. You mean criteria like involuntary commitment is their criteria? Yeah, I think every single state in the country, if you've been involuntarily committed ever in your life, you can't purchase a firearm. And like back then, 2008, 2009, like, look at all of this stuff that I'm going through just to fight this now. Like, I definitely, when I wanted to kill myself and would lay in bed not wanting to face anything in the world, I didn't have the strength or willpower to fight an involuntary commitment back then. Nor did I even care to fight it. But if you plead guilty, you just pay a fine, don't you? Why not just plead guilty? Yeah, that's what the lawyers say too. So because I don't want it on my record, because everyone's gonna look at my record and be like, all right, this guy filed a false statement, this guy is a liar, this guy doesn't have any integrity, because people look at, like, I do it myself. And like when I looked at the history of Rayshard Brooks, his criminal history, and the history of George Floyd and all that, like, it is, people's past history is a very good indicator of their future behaviors. And yes, people can change. People can go to therapy. People can go to church. People can become different people. So you can use people's past history to determine their future or their current behavior. But you also have to be aware when you're using that judgment. Like, you have to look at their actions their actions of today, how they're acting now and how they're behaving now, and see if they've actually changed. So who gives a fuck about your record? So right now I have like $650,000 or something in cryptocurrency, but it's important to me. It's important to me because I want to move to West Virginia. It doesn't seem like I'm gonna have any family or any friends or anything. It seems like my future, I'm gonna be alone for forever. So I'm not gonna have anyone to back me or protect me. I'm gonna have to be on my own to defend myself. And you guys know the risks with cryptocurrency, that like people can kidnap you and hold you hostage and to make you give them your private keys and everything like that. And also in the world today, like me driving my BMW, like I get harassed all the time, especially where I live, because apparently where I live is a whole lot more corrupt and democratic than I've really realized. But all this stuff, like people taking out stuff on or people being discriminating against rich people or whatever. There's a lot of stuff that happens to me that 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 one day it's I'm not going to be able to defend myself from. But like I don't want to just lock myself in my apartment and work to keep myself busy and everything. Like I want to be able to go out and experience the world without the fear of all this stuff happening to me. All right, and take like if you guys have anything to say, you can say it in chat. We're gonna focus on this for a little bit. Like I want to optimize BIOS for a server, but some of this stuff is a little bit more complicated than I want to be putting the time into, I guess. I mean, like, so what I want to do is make sure if there's a power outage that the computer reboots on its own and then automatically launches whatever staking software it is. So I know in BIOS I have to make sure that on power loss it powers back on instead of stays shut off. But reboot to staking. And I know how to do that in Windows, how to have programs automatically start and run. I don't know how to do that in Linux. Like SR-IOV capability disabled or enabled. Well, I don't know. If system has SR-IOV capable PCI devices, so I don't have a PCI device. DMI link speed, DMI, definitely much information. If TMI is too much information, then DMI, definitely much information. The DMI slot link speed auto mode is optimizing for overclocking. This is all the PCI stuff. I guess we'll just leave it on auto. PCI Express native control disabled. PCI Express share memory. No, we'll just leave IGP multi-monitor. Select disable or select disable to disable the integrated graphics with the external something. Select enable to keep. Have you guys been watching the election hearings? And there's like a right-wing media channel or something that's been covering all of them. I've been watching those the last couple days in like Nevada and Georgia and Michigan. Crazy stuff. Storage configuration. PS2 Y cable. PS2 is a keyboard thing. We'll just auto spine, ACPI, suspend to RAM. Elections seem fishy as hell. Yeah, there's so much. What do you think is going to happen with that? I feel like I don't think there's anything that can happen, that there's anything that can be done to reverse the election, even if there is overwhelming evidence. Uh, it doesn't seem like there's anything that anyone can do to reverse the election. So it really seems like we're gonna have uh, like uh, succession and segregation and civil war uh, over this. Uh, I mean, did you see there was video surveillance of one of the centers, was it in Georgia, uh, from the cameras for them counting the polls, uh, showing that there was all these boxes of ballots hidden under tables that had black tablecloths over them. All of the Republican poll watchers and challengers were asked to leave, and they were told like, "Hey, polls are closed, voting is done. You guys can go take a break or go home," or I think they said like, "Go home." So then the Democratic poll watchers stayed behind and pulled out all of these. Sorry if my lighting just changed. Democratic poll watchers stayed behind and started pulling out these boxes of ballots and running them through these machines. This video shows uh, of uh, four tables of voting machines, and I think it's something like 3,000 or 30,000 ballots per hour each table can do, and they were just running multiple boxes of ballots through all of that. That was like the most compelling evidence. I mean, there's still so Donald Trump released like his most important message. You can see that on his YouTube channel, and he was showing a spike in election votes at like 3 o'clock in the morning, a gigantic spike in votes. And I guess there's this one colonel. He's like the head of a security corporation or something that was analyzing all this data. But one of the committee members on the hearing brought up the question like, how do you know that that spike in voting was from them pushing through ballots? How do you know that it wasn't? So what he said, how do you know that it wasn't that the polling place didn't count all of the votes, didn't count all of the votes and then upload them all at once. So there was like a backlog of like 300,000 votes that just got uploaded all at once at 3 a.m. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how to tell that, but I thought that was a good point. That kind of seemed to go against what this chart shows, showing this huge spike of activity, or huge spike. You guys know what I mean. I sound like Joe Biden. You guys know what I mean. Like the Constitution and the rights and all. You guys get it. You know what I'm talking about. What do you think's gonna happen though, Priscilla? Those huge spikes were 100% Biden votes. That that's what it looks like because that's the timing that everything happened, was like 3 a.m. That's when like everything shut out, and then all of a sudden Trump lost. Trump was winning by a landslide, yeah, and then all of a sudden at that time everything just flipped around. Yeah, I think Joe Biden will probably be president, but it's happening in a sneaky, quiet way where everyone will sort of move on. Yeah, I think I I don't know. It's like it's like when you're in a situation that you don't have any control of, you're kind of forced to get used to it. Like I can think like one example that I'm thinking of is like my neighbor's ridiculously noisy and aggressive and mean and everything like that. I've showed my landlord the surveillance of him uh, uh, bullying and threatening the other neighbors in the house and everything. And my landlord's like, well, I don't know what to do about it. Call the police. And now I'm just like stuck having to deal with it. And the only thing, this is another reason that I want to move out and move to West Virginia and everything. But you kind of don't have any choice but to, I guess it's fight or flight or uh, or just accept it somehow. So there won't be a riot type situation like the George Floyd outrage. Yeah, I don't know. It does. If there is, then that would be like the start of civil war because you haven't seen Republicans actually riot and burn down buildings or anything like that. That we've seen the Democrats doing, even in the counter protests. They've always been peaceful and they've respected the Democrats and let them talk and let them gather and everything. Like my Stone Mountain video uh, that YouTube censored uh, shows that it's uh, all the Confederates or whatever they want to call themselves at Stone Mountain, letting the Black Power movements be there and speak and everything and show up armed uh, and all that. Republicans don't do that because they're not dirty commies. Yeah, like they have integrity and they actually follow the law and are considerate people and let people actually believe in free speech and like I believe in free speech too and we should let these commies as you put it. I wouldn't disagree with you that they're communists. I think we should let them speak, but there should be open debate uh, because that's what allows free speech is open debate and because then the other opposition isn't just then the other party isn't just there not being challenged for their ideas like uh, and all that and not just doesn't just have free reign pretty much brainwashing people and spreading propaganda like when there's free and open debate there's opposition to these ideas and thoughts and whatever that they spread around but we saw that like years ago with Steven Crowder and Stefan Molyneux and all these that actually go out and debate, having their debate shut out and going to. There's one I'm thinking of specifically with Steven Crowder going to. It was like a lesbian conference or something, I don't know, and getting kicked out of there. And we can just look at like I mean, perfect example that was brought up back in March was the Uyghurs in China having their heads shaved and being kidnapped pretty much by the Chinese people and being oppressed. Like, that's what's going to happen to white people if we don't stand up to it and everything. UEFI setup style. I forget what UEFI is. Wait, isn't UEFI BIOS? So all I'm selecting is, yeah, I know, I'm good. Active page on entry. Find full HTML. Oh. So I did say in my previous video or my previous live stream, I have that 80mm fan on the back of this case. I decided to take that out because it was just too noisy, and I ordered a second 92mm fan for the for the heatsink on the CPU. I'm not even sure if I need the second 92mm fan, but I'm gonna keep the fans on standard mode and not put them on silent mode or anything because they're super quiet as is right now. So I mean, we're sitting at where's temperatures? CPU is 37 degrees Celsius. I think the highest is like 100°C. 90°C is like when it starts getting bad, so it's fine. I mean, it's still just at idle right now, but yeah. Alright, now I gotta make a USB drive for Windows to install on this. Alright, I'm gonna go. Been fun. Alright, thanks for, I know you're not here anymore, Priscilla, but thanks for coming by. Probably should not have my laptop on live stream. Hey man, how long does it take to set up a staking computer? I read your comment. I'm like, oh, he's definitely gonna comment on how this is like my second live stream, and I'm like 3 hours into this already. Like, yeah, geez, man, you need to you need to uh, speed it up. You're getting boring. I'm considering doing it on Raspberry Pi. Any thoughts on that? What's your staking reward? So I did experiment with this in a virtual machine before I built this server, and if you go to the F2 Launchpad website and follow the command prompts or the guide on their website, their like follow through, it really takes like 10 minutes to set it up. There is a alternate guide or another guide uh, with securing your network. I'll I'll put that link in chat right now. 1 second. Uh, that is a little bit more advanced, but yeah, the main thing, it seriously takes, it's like super quick. The other thing that I was saying earlier in this video was that one thing that I want to configure with this computer is to make sure that yeah, no problem. To make sure that if there's a power outage or whatever, in BIOS, set it to reboot the computer automatically, because sometimes if you can have the settings set to keep the computer off on a power outage, and I want to turn the computer back on a power outage. And then I also want to figure out how to automatically launch the staking software once the computer reboots, uh, so that if there is a power outage or reboot or anything, that it'll automatically start running again, which will decrease your downtime, so there'll be more rewards. Uh, and for your question for what staking rewards is, uh, I don't have enough. I don't have any first-hand experience with it, but I know right now if you look at the F2 Launchpad website, uh, it shows 15.7% is what we're at right now, and that's with almost a million Ether locked up, 15.7% per year. Uh, so I'm not sure how much that is. I'm not gonna really do the math on that right now. Maybe like 1.5 Ether per year, maybe. I'm not sure. Oh yeah. I have all these ISOs for Windows installed, multiple Windows 10 ones. I don't remember which one that I used. I don't really feel like downloading another one. You know, I'm not even sure if they're actually on this computer. I think I think they get moved onto my NAS. Ooh. Would you mind giving me the link to the F2 Launchpad? Never mind, got it. Yeah, if you're familiar with VirtualBox, that's what I used. I just booted up a Ubuntu image in VirtualBox to set up, just to test everything, to get everything running. Alright, so I'm just downloading the Windows ISO right now. I did turn on my NAS to grab one, but I'm like, we'll just download a new one. Look at some news while we're waiting. Zero Hedge. Or do we want to look at cryptocurrency prices? Why not? Ethereum 607.63, Bitcoin 19,301. It's so close. Like, it's crazy how Bitcoin broke its all-time high the other day, and it didn't just skyrocket from there. Like, usually when there's an all-time high, I still expect it to continue skyrocketing, but I would have thought that as soon as it broke its all-time high, like, all news would break out and people would be flooding their money into it, like what's happened in the past. Unless maybe in the past there's been like a delay or something. in that happening to when that happened. Do you guys want to see my Uniswap accounts? See how much money I've earned in like the last month? I was gonna make a dedicated video on this, but man, I'm so like overwhelmed, and I'm not on the right computer for this. 1 second. So, yeah, you guys can see that well. So this is $647 in my first Uniswap account with Ethereum and Chainlink. So in the last 29 days, $9.88 I made in fees, and that. So then the next one, this one I have $11,000 in, and in the last 28 days, $166. Then this one, $36,000, $467 in 26 days. And these are all Chainlink. $546 in 20 days for this one, $54,000 in that. And then this one is Uniswap to Ether, $366 in 13 days. So, doing pretty good. My plan is to keep everything in Uniswap for like a year or so, or see what happens. Wow, flash crash, sure, nice profit. Yeah, I have to go through everything too, because to see how much profit that I actually have because of impermanent loss, and then the cost to buy back the Ethereum that I traded for the Chainlink and Uniswap and everything like that. But well, yeah, so far it's working pretty good. I kind of ran out of things to talk about, and 49% downloaded for the Windows ISO. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use Prime 95 just a stress test, and a CPU temp monitor. That's it. Which I'm not sure of which one to use, which software, the names or anything. So we'll figure that out. %. Oh, we can look at houses while we're waiting. Oh yeah, I said we could look at news. Let's see. All right. Is impermanent loss something to be worried about when getting into liquidity pools? In my experience, no. So there is one. In my experience, no. With Chainlink and Uniswap, it hasn't been an issue with me because I made more in fees than. Let me bring up my Uniswap accounts real quick again. And I'll get to the other question or comment in a second from the different viewer, uh, from Anonymous. Well, how much ETH does one need to make it in life? Uh, I don't know. It depends how much money you want to have in life, I guess. It there's not really an answer to that question. Uh, all right. So I do have I do have a little bit of cryptocurrency, or I do have two more liquidity pools that I joined that I didn't show you, and that's the USDC uh, USDC to Ether one, and then the WBTC to Ether one, and I'm not particularly sure how much money uh, I lost on the USDC one. Let me see if I picked the right one. Yeah. So if we go, I hope you can see this well. If we go to api.vision.com and plug in our cryptocurrency address down here, uh, it says I lost $3.55. Uh, and what happened there, we'll pull this up here. Uh, I still have my token staked here to claim uni or whatever. I never claimed my uni on this, but initially I deposited uh, in total like 5.0.57 ether, and now it shows that I have initially I started with 0.569 ether. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, I think. And now I have 0.46 ether. Because Ethereum went up, people were buying my ether and trading my USD and giving me USDC for it. So I lost ether on that. And then this number right here says that it's liquidity pool gains. I don't think this number is the fees that I earned. So I think uh, this number right here should be the fees that I earned, but because my tokens are still staked, the Uniswap website thinks I have $0 in the liquidity pool because my tokens are staked still. So I think the fees in this USDC, even though it says I'm negative $3.55, I think the fees will make up for that in the sense that I can buy back the ether with the USDC profit that I made plus the fees. So I think in the worst case scenario that I've experienced with USDC liquidity pool, impermanent loss doesn't seem to be an issue. How much F does one need to make it in life? 32, LOL. Well, 42 would be the answer to whatever, everything. So I think maybe 42 you would need. Cool, thanks a lot for clearing that out. Yeah, no problem, VRS. And thanks, guys, for coming by and keeping me company. It'd be very boring live stream if I didn't have anyone here. And I almost choked. I did choke. Cheers. It's coffee that I'm drinking. All right, is my ISO downloaded now? Yep, we're all done with that. Alright, now I'm just creating the USB drive. And I hope it works. We'll see. What's your F bull market target? $5,000 per F. Do you mean bull market like as soon as F reaches this price, then it'll start taking off? Uh, I don't know. I think we're already in a bull market, and it's just like a matter of time before, because Bitcoin has already reached its all-time high. Uh, I I don't know. I don't really like to make price predictions because I don't want to influence you guys uh, in a bad way that might make you lose money, because I don't know if the price of cryptocurrency is going to go down or anything like that. But to me, it seems uh, like we're in a bull market right now. I'm already all in, lol. All right, but I still don't know what price Ethereum that'll like kick off a bull market. I think it's because Bitcoin hit an all-time high. That's what I was saying the other day and earlier in this live stream, that I thought once Bitcoin hit an all-time high that like news would break out and then everyone would start buying. So I thought that that would have happened already, and Bitcoin would have taken off to like $40,000-$50,000 each or something. Uh, but that didn't happen, and I don't know if there's a delay. Uh, People say BTC is consolidating for a bounce. There's a lot of people saying that that there's a lot of whales putting BTC onto exchanges, preparing to sell it, and that's pressuring the market into keeping the price low. I'm not sure, but just gotta like wait and see and wait it out. Like it's nothing really to worry about in the sense uh, yeah, the last resistance. Maybe, maybe too, because Bitcoin broke its all-time high, but it didn't reach $20,000. So maybe $20,000 is the last resistance. I don't know. I feel like people are gonna get mad at me too with these live streams talking about like building a Ethereum staking computer, and my first one is just like building a regular computer, and then the second one is just me bullshitting with you guys and not particularly doing anything at all. And I'm not even recording on this other camera to actually have a condensed video to make. 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining on this USB drive. Hopefully I chose the right option too. There were two different options for formatting this with like just the bootloader. It was also crazy seeing these hearings and legislature saying like, oh, what are we going to do about this? What do you want us to do about this? There really is no solution to the voting fraud and everything like that, other than teaching people integrity and the importance of integrity and honesty and all that stuff. And a lot of these people don't really want to listen, and they don't want to be honest and integral, because they're like, well, politicians do it, so I should be able to do it too, which just turns you into the bad guy. Uh, wow. This one article on Zero Hedge. Capitalism for me, socialism for you. AOC unveils tax the rich sweatshirts priced at $58 each. There's also a lot of stuff in the news about Polkadot, uh, saying that it's an Ethereum killer and everything like that. I want to look into Polkadot to see what it's all about. Some of this stuff is really complex and confusing to what it says is better than what it's better at than Ethereum, what it's better than Ethereum at. Some of it is really confusing and just seems like it's just reworded stuff that Ethereum can already do. Just like shards are called something different and whatever. But I, what I was saying in my other live stream, uh, it doesn't seem like Ethereum's in trouble at all. It still seems like, so back when I switched from Litecoin to Ethereum, I knew for like a year that Litecoin wasn't going to work out and everything. Uh, so because of that, I'm not getting the impression that Polkadot is anything to worry about. 30 seconds. Polkadot works with multiple blockchains. Yeah, I have to look into that. I mean, so does Ethereum kind of with wrapped Bitcoin, and well, I don't know if you would say that Ethereum works with multiple blockchains because of that, but yeah, I definitely need to research more into cryptocurrency. It's it really is like Biggie Small said, like mo money, mo problems. Like I just have so much stuff going on. It's crazy. And I mean, I'm like I don't want to put this the wrong way, but starting this YouTube channel is like another thing on my mind that I have to do and take care of as well. So, and I want to do it. I want to do the YouTube channel and everything. It's just like me taking on a little bit too much, I guess. All right, I'm gonna refill my coffee. I'll be back in like 30, 32 seconds. Well, hopefully this works. TYT. I don't know what TYT means. Thank you, Tony. My name's Anthony, though. Google TYT. The Young Turks. Don't know that that's what you meant. TYT meaning. Take your time. Yeah. F8? Do we think F8 is the boot menu? Let's see. Delete or F2 is the one that we wanted. Or no, was that it? Goes by so fast. We're gonna just do it this way. Boot, UEFI, option 1. Yeah, let's just see what happens if we just don't touch anything. Can you guys see this all right? Let me turn it a little bit. What do we think? F12? You'll see how fast this pops up. ah. Alright, ASRock boot menu. What are we? ASRock boot menu. F8 or F11. That's what I was doing. Screenshot. I don't want a screenshot. Alright, you guys have to tell me what this says. You guys have to help me. F2 or delete to run setup. Alright, that's not what we want. F11 for boot menu. Cool. Google, you're wrong. Oh no, Google says F8 or F11. And it doesn't work. Ugh. I'm just on my other computer doing it instead of remoting into it. Easier that way. So there's this utility that I'm using called Yumi, and it gives two options for Windows Boot Manager, either Wimboot or Boot Manager. I didn't know which one to pick. I still don't know which one to pick. So I chose Wimboot last time, and now I chose Boot Manager. But we have 8 minutes on that. You guys want to see some houses that I'm looking at? West Virginia, up to $250,000, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, no HOA fee, must have garage, must have basement. Done. Sure, yes, I guess yes, looking at houses. Uh, newest listings, $32,000, probably not gonna want this one. So this is where I would like to live, somewhere in southern West Virginia, because it will be warmer there by a little bit, I guess. So that's like Charleston and Huntington are like the most populated ones. No pictures, but I don't know like how accurate taxes are on this on Zillow. No pictures here either. I don't really want that house anyway. But $883 dollars per month. You guys can't really see that. I'm sorry. 800 $883 a month, which is like that's like just a little bit more expensive than what I pay in rent. Or no, that's per year, $883 per year, and I pay like $700 a month in rent. Why is this house 85? Well, it's probably no pictures, it's probably a piece of shit. There's really nothing new that I haven't, there's nothing new that I haven't seen already on here. But this house looks pretty nice. Nice open from the front doors, and I like houses with like interesting interiors, like this carved or curved archway here, then these double stairs. Also, like, this kitchen isn't an example of it, but I would like a kitchen with like an island in it. This way you can cook on one side and prepare food, and like turn around and prepare food on the other side. Uh, because this way you could be preparing food here or here and then have to move down to the stove. So it'd just be easier having an island. But one of the big things with looking for a house too is making sure that it has good internet connectivity. And apparently you can get like gigabit internet. in Charleston and in Huntington and in a lot of places in West Virginia. But we'll go to highest price. See, I don't like this one because how small the garage is right here. I would like a 2-car garage that is at least high enough for a car lift. Where it's like $1,100 a year in property taxes. Nice curved stairway, and these weird doors. Some of these houses in Virginia have these like weird sliding doors. I don't really like them, but if you got it, it doesn't really matter to me. And there's no way that I need a house this big at all either. Like most of it's just gonna get way too dusty and I'm gonna need to buy like multiple Roombas. Now I have 5 people here and I'm just not even staying on topic. This is clickbait, you know? Come to see the staking machines being built and you really get me looking at houses. We can get like a really nice house for $200,000. Like, for example, so where I live right now, let's look at Scranton. So, for one, it's probably like a garage. If we get rid of the garage, there'll be more listings. So like a $200,000 house in Scranton, taxes are going to be like probably $3,000 or $4,000 a year. $3,700 a year, and that's with a tax assessment of $14,000, and it's just this like tiny home that's like next to other houses, and I don't really want to live in the city anymore. But why are we all right. $185,000 for this house in Scranton. Like these houses in West Virginia, you can get way more for your money. But taxes, $2,700 a year. In West Virginia, you pay way less than that in taxes. All right, I'll check to see if you guys left any comments. Yes, spacious, LOL. I hear Princeton is pretty nice. Got nice ladies over there. In West Virginia, I'm not sure. I'm hoping that I can meet like a nice girl and that's like wife material in West Virginia, but who knows? Another place that I looked was Indiana. Recently I looked in Indiana, but I think it's just like kind of flat and less interesting, and it might be a little bit colder there. I'm not sure. West Virginia is where I want to move though. All right, we'll check to see if this USB drive is done. Oh, I can just look behind me. I don't need to remote into the computer. We got 22 seconds left on it. We will look at one more house in West Virginia. Not West Virginia, West Virginia. Oh, we can look at some of the ones that I saved. So this one, $190,000. This is the street view. Very nice space, kind of secluded. Oh, I saved this one recently. I mean, not super secluded, but like enough to where you don't have like neighbors on top of you and everything. And this is the driveway and garage here. And it won't flood or anything because it's going downhill. What do you guys think? Like $1,000, $1,200 a year in taxes? $1,068 a year in taxes. And move this a little bit closer. Decent sized kitchen. It looks like granite or quartz countertops. Not 100% sure. Kitchen is like a little bit small, but I mean, just me as a person, it's fine. But I want like a place that I can stay in for the rest of my life and have like room to expand and grow and everything. Might need new carpets. The carpets might be a little bit dirty. And you can find like even nicer houses for $250,000. Like this is 190, so for an extra $60,000, you can find houses much nicer than this. And I'm sure you can negotiate like 25K off of a $250,000 house. All right, check your comments. Go to the Greenbrier. Haha. Not sure what Greenbrier is. Hard to mow though. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, that one that's on the hill. I'm thinking like I would buy a riding mower, and get out there and do that, and hope I don't tip over. And also I can probably just hire someone. I don't really like hiring people. I like doing things on my own, but I can just hire someone. It'll probably be like a couple Biden AIN. I don't know what AIN means, but yeah, I think it'd probably be like $100 to have someone mow my lawn. I don't know, but also like I was thinking about lawns. I can cut the grass like kind of short and then let it grow out, just like how I do with my hair. I guess to save money, like I'll cut my hair short and then let it grow out for like a couple months or whatever until I absolutely need a haircut. So I can do that with my grass too to save time and money. And like really it's only like, I don't know, maybe you mow grass like once a month in the summer. So that would be like what, maybe 8 times a year to mow the grass. And that'll take maybe like an hour to mow the grass or something. I don't know. It's all these things. This is why I'm so busy all the time, because I'm like, oh, these things are so easy. I can do them myself. And then next thing I know, I have like a million things to do myself. All right, fingers crossed that this USB drive works. Because if it doesn't, I don't know what to do. Is this camera angle okay? Biden ain't won nothing. Yeah, I agree with you. I was talking about this earlier in the video, or in this live stream. Election is fraud and was rigged. Executive order on imposing certain sanctions in the event of foreign interference of the United signed September 2008. I'm not sure what that is that you're referencing. Case being built and arrests on the way. I hope so. I hope that there is arrests and everything. But it seems like there's just so many people involved. Like you can arrest like the people higher up, but like it's really just like an ideology, and people have just turned on the government and turned on capitalism. Like you're not going to arrest like every single person that was involved in voter fraud at the poll booths, at the polling places and everything like that. The executive order allows Trump to seize assets of anyone found guilty of election fraud. Yeah, but if there's so many people doing it, uh, and how much time does he still have in office to do that? You're wasting your time with F. Why am I wasting my time with F? Okay, let's see if this boots. Mining on a home PC. I'm not mining, I'm staking. No boot device detected. Why? Why are you not detected? Come on, dude, Google it. Executive order. What I said. Trump set them up. I'm still not 100% sure what you mean, but put a law in place in 2018, one day after September 11th. I'm still not 100% sure what you're getting at. That are you trying to say that Trump was involved in the election fraud? Okay, now this shows up. Please, please, please. Why? We're going on in government deep state. War going on in government deep state. Yeah, definitely agree. Okay, instead of using Yumi, I'm now using Rufus to make the flash drive. How long have you been into crypto? Uh, okay, my mistake. I'm still not sure what. I wasn't really following that conversation, so I apologize. But I got involved in cryptocurrency in March of 2013, I believe, and that was with mining Litecoin. I feel like maybe it's stupid that I have this light behind me. You still have any Litecoins? No, in October of 2015, I sold my Litecoin, all the Litecoin that I had mined for Ethereum. I can probably show you guys. Well, I made a video about this already. But my old, one of my old Litecoinpool.org, was it? No. Litecoin. Yep. So this is from, maybe we go to payments. First day that I started mining in at this pool and received rewards was August 20th, 2013, but I was mining for like four months or so before that in a different pool. But in this pool I made 463 Litecoin, or yeah, 463. I forget like how much Litecoin I traded for Ethereum, but I know I know Ethereum was at around 57 cents when I purchased it, and the reason I know that is because I had to use that for my cost basis for taxes. But also Etherscan shows that. All right, BTC, right now I have 1.6 BTC, I think, and I have that in BlockFi, just gaining interest. I don't really like holding BTC because there's nothing I can really do with it. Like when I have Ethereum, I can use it on DeFi and I can use it on all these applications on the Ethereum network. With Bitcoin, there's nothing that I know of, and certainly nothing that I'm interested in using my Bitcoin on. XRP, no, I don't have any Ripple. And yeah, I am aware that there's a XRP airdrop on the 12th, but I'm not really interested in it. It seems like it's just like a token to incentivize people to buy XRP. I didn't really look into it that much, so maybe it is different than what I think, but it from what I've seen, it looks like it's just a token that Ripple created to incentivize people to buy Ripple. But we're about 80% done with that flash drive. Why should I look into Ripple? I'm not like trying to be rude, I'm genuinely asking. Because there's been nothing that I've seen that interests me in it. Nothing that I've seen that interests me in it. And maybe I'm just like, maybe there is like some bias or bad taste in my mouth for Ripple because I remember like years ago when it was first created that it was centralized and controlled and everything like that. IMF support XRP. I don't know what IMF is, but I will certainly look it up. IMF, International Monetary Fund. Okay, so do you think Ripple would be do you think Ripple would be the global currency that everyone is trying to create and everyone wants? is that you need to catch up on it. Do you think that? Sorry, there's a police car. Do you think that that's why Ripple is good? Do you think that's why you're interested in Ripple, because you think it's like it's gonna be the most accepted currency? I think it's possible it'll be bridging asset between CBDCs, walled gardens. Yeah, I'm still of the opinion that CBDCs won't really work out, uh, but who knows? They may very well work out. Uh, but Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the other cryptocurrencies will still be there. Just like how gold is still there just like how gold is still there when we switch to US dollars and everything. Uh, Bitcoin will still be there, Ethereum will still be there, and will still go up every time that there's a monetary issue or some doomsday event or anything like that. Utility is what will drive price. 100% agree with you. I didn't mean to do like a weird sassy head, but I do 100% agree with you that utility is what drives price and being to you able to use it. I never get anything done working on computers because it takes so much time to do all this stuff. BTC has huge carbon footprint, 80% mined in China, uh, slow and has high price transactions. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think in the long run like the carbon footprint really matters that much. Uh, if it provides a decentralized and stable asset. Uh, but there's still like staking and different cryptocurrencies that resolve that if that is an issue. Uh, the China thing, yeah. These police cars. I think that's a fire truck. I wonder. Uh, let's see what the average transaction value is, or the average fee for Bitcoin. So according to BitInfoCharts.com, the average fee for Bitcoin is $8.11. Ethereum's average fee is $1.95. So what about Ripple? Uh, does Ripple have less fees, and what makes Ripple have less fees? Google the Great Reset. Yeah, I'm 100% familiar with the Great Reset. It will matter because the Great Reset is coming and they want the world to be zero free of emissions by 2050. Yes. What time is it? 11 o'clock at night almost. Yes. No. Yes. Alright. So, alright, I'm gonna go take care of my friend. Alright. Thanks. Nice talking to you, veteran. Thanks for coming out and spending time with me. Take care. Have a good night. Thank you. Look into XRP. You've been warned. Don't miss out. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I miss out. There's just way too many cryptocurrencies out there. Look at the channel To the Lifeboats. To the Lifeboats. And I think I have bad time naming my YouTube videos. Bombing run for Monday. Bombing run for Sunday. What? I'm not gonna click on stuff. Psychological warfare. Brad Kimes, Kevin Cage, King Solomon, Crypto Art, Bearable Bull. Take 1 hour and look at earlier videos. Look, I don't even want to mow my lawn for 1 hour. Those videos you mentioned are in-depth election stuff with bombing runs of info from the media. All right, have a good night. Take care. Ripple CTO says community could force the company to burn 48 billion XRP. Ripple could be forced to burn its entire XRP holdings if the community votes for it, the XRP CTO David Schwartz has confirmed. I definitely do agree I should look into Ripple, but it's just like I'm so entrenched in Ethereum. Like I can only pick one thing to to be entrenched in and involved in and everything like that, and I chose Ethereum. Ripple CTO David Schwartz has admitted the company could be forced by validators to burn 48 billion tokens regardless if it agrees with the decision or not. The company currently holds half of the XRP supply and has come under fire from the community for selling off tokens in the past, although its resolution refuted claims. I mean, if this company is like in charge of developing Ripple, wouldn't they need these 48 billion XRP tokens to help build Ripple and maintain it and everything? So I don't know why the community would want them to burn all of their tokens. I mean, I understand why. I don't even know how open source Ripple is, and how much community development it has. In Twitter thread, Schwartz confirmed that the community could vote for Ripple to burn the entire. There would be nothing Ripple could do to stop that from happening. XRP ledger amends require 80% approval rating. In June, validators on XRPL notably voted to adopt the new amendment dubbed the Checks Amendment. Do you want to add? I will skip. Who's going to use this PC? Can you see my keyboard? I'm just going to put my name here anyway, but you can't see my password. Security question. Why do I need security questions? Can I skip this? Skip. 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 Why can't I skip? Skip. Required. Required. Do you want? No. Decline. Off. 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 Schwartz hit out at Stellar Development Fund for burning more than 50% of the XLM tokens. Too bad XRP is decentralized, or someone could just burn half the supply and raise the price to 29 cents. Schwartz conceded that it could be done, explaining that it would have to be through a non-traditional method, like using the tokens as fees or sending them into the account. Ripple has been subject for long-standing criticism for routinely selling tokens. $3.6 billion worth of Bitcoin coaxed from long-term storage by November rally. Yay. Alright, let's get this done. Why can't we change the resolution? I want 1080p. Make me 1080p. Oh, I guess we probably have to install all the drivers and everything too for this. And there's no network drivers installed. I see how it is. Alright, we'll just install the network driver and hopefully everything else will update by itself. We'll install this VGA driver too. All the memory showing up, all the RAM showing up, all the CPU showing up. Good, 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 good. So I know there's only one person watching right now, and that one person very well may just be me. Uh, but we're just gonna get this set up real quick and then run Prime 95 overnight. Which I don't even think. I think probably overnight is, we don't need to do it overnight, probably just like 20 minutes is fine, but, auto run, yeah, auto run, no. What do we need? This, maybe? I'm watching, haha. Oh, now it says that there's 2 people watching. What's up, OC Crypto? How you doing? Yes, yes, yes. Do people even still live stream on YouTube? I feel like I'm the only person doing it. Well, no, I know that people do live stream, but YouTube is still mainly people editing and uploading videos. This is a thing. Not sure what that means, Atlas Beatmaker. Oh, maybe you're talking about me with my comment with live streaming. I still see like a lot of people that I watch. Oh, now it says 0 people are watching. And now I have 6 likes on the video. Thank you, or on the live stream. I still see like a lot of people that I watch. They live stream on Twitch and then they edit that live stream and condense it down for YouTube. AltcoinXRP. No, AltcoinXP, not AltcoinXRP. Have you heard of the new token Wise? No, it's cool. I'll Google real quick what Wise token is. The smartest way to earn crypto. What network is this built on? Is it its own network? Wise is redefining DeFi by doing crypto the right way. I'm giving like free advertisement to all these things. 0 team tokens. 90% or more of pre-sale money goes to Uniswap liquidity. Why? What? So there's a Wise token that they're selling, and then the money they make from selling that token, they're putting into Uniswap liquidity to earn interest. That's like, is it like me making my own token, selling it to you guys, and then me using the money I made off of that to put into Uniswap to make money for myself? Contract burns Uniswap LP tokens. Why? Why would you burn your stake? No admin keys. If you're looking for the best way to earn crypto, you're in the right place. Reservations. Yes, I do have a lot of reservations about this. The launch of the WISE contract will kick off an initial 50-day phase during which users can reserve tokens by creating a liquidity pool from ETH contributions. See, this is like one of the reasons why I got out of crypto years ago is because there's just way too many projects and things to keep track of. Like, I can't even keep track of my Uniswap accounts that I have on my own. Do I really want to do Windows updates? I guess I will, just to make sure that that I have all the right drivers so that to stress test everything. Where did I go? Introduction. WISE token, hereinafter referred to as WISE, is an ERC20 compliant smart contract designed for deployment on the Ethereum blockchain. WISE is a decentralized, fairly launched, automatically liquid, trustless exchangeable, interest-bearing, bond-like token. It's a lot of things. And we can click on them to see. Fairly launched. The launch of the WISE contract. Will kick off an initial 50-day phase during which users may send ETH or any ERC20 token traded on Uniswap v2 to the contract in order to reserve WISE tokens. See, all this stuff gets way too complicated for me. The tokens reserved can be minted by the users immediately following the end of the LT epoch, the start of day 51. Each day of the LT epoch will have an amount of WISE tokens that are reservable by all of those who deposit ETH to... This is why, like, I feel like I have ADHD or something, like... Or... No, but when I used to research cryptocurrency, I would really have to deeply concentrate on all this complex stuff that is like just one sentence is so incredibly complex that takes me way too long to understand it. Like, each day of the LT epoch, what is an LT epoch? Will have an amount of WISE tokens that are reservable by all those who deposit at that last day. Why do I care if they're reservable? Most days will have exactly 5 million WISE available, but why does that matter to me? All these questions and more coming to a brain near you, but other days will have their available WISE amount randomly set within a predefined range. You are complex. I feel you. This one is confusing, but I do see a lot of upside potential. It's unique, and the team doesn't get any tokens. They're buying just like all of us. But it's also like, I also really like that I was really confused and overwhelmed with Uniswap when I first heard about it, and then I sat down and took like a couple days to research it and understand and everything like that. And then now I know a lot about Uniswap and I'm comfortable with it. But everything is always like super overwhelming, and it was that way back back then too, in like 2013 and on. It's always been that way. That's why, like, one of the things that's important to me is that that developers of cryptocurrencies and tokens, they go to like conferences and stuff, and there's so that there's YouTube videos online of them explaining everything in their own words, so people don't have to read through this uh, complex jargon and everything. And this was like the original intent of my YouTube channel. Like AltcoinXP was originally like altcoin experience, but not like the Joe Rogan experience, but more like like experience as in like video game experience points or whatever. Like I'm learning and getting experience and then showing that experience to you. And I was supposed to research all of this stuff and condense it down into one video, like my what is dash video and stuff like that. But it's way too much to do the stuff in the format that I originally wanted. You would get like one video a month or something like that, and I don't like doing that. But yeah, I guess I can look up Wise Token YouTube videos, because why not? Day 23, only up for 24 hours. Wise token strategy, how to get the most wise tokens. How to see all this stuff, all these videos here are like how to get the most tokens. There's nothing here that really tells you what it is. So this is like it's like a sign to me that it's just like a money making scheme or something like that, that it's just that it doesn't have any real world use other than trying to get people to buy tokens. I'm gonna be up all night because of this coffee, and I shouldn't. I need to go to bed in like another hour. $606.49 Ethereum, 19,245.40 Bitcoin. If you guys still hear me all right, or am I mumbling? Kind of like nighttime, using my nighttime voice. Caitlin Long calls on SIM swap victims to help resurrect Wyoming bill. A SIM swap was part of the infamous Twitter hack in July, so this is no longer just an issue. affecting the crypto industry, Long said. Caitlin Long, founder and CEO of Avanti Financial, is asking crypto users and others to testify in support of a piece of legislation which could help stop SIM swap attacks. So, from what I remember, there were a couple lawsuits against AT&T and maybe Verizon for being responsible for the SIM swap attacks by letting their users be letting their employees be socially engineered to give up people's account information and make new SIM cards. And I haven't heard anything about those cases in probably a year. In a tweet posted today, Long requested that any of her 70,000 followers who had been a victim of SimSwap testify for the Wyoming legislature in December 16th. According to Wyoming State Legislature website, the Avanti CEO will join members of the Select Committee on Blockchain, Financial Technology, and Digital Innovation Technology online to discuss the issues of SIM swaps. Also in attendance will be Joel Rival, CEO of which recently received regulatory thing. According to the legislature website, Bill HBO 204. Is HBO channel 204 or what channel? No. Entitled SIM Card Identity Protection died in committee. What? Oh, it's that the bill died in committee, but has since returned to the Wyoming State House pursuant to the rules. The piece of legislation would make it unlawful for a telecommunications company not to take reasonable actions in preventing SIM swaps. Seems like a good idea. Long told Cointelegraph that lobbyists for telecommunication companies had killed the SIM swap bill last year, but the committee was working on resurrecting it based on new developments. A SIM swap was part of the infamous Twitter hack in July, so it is no longer just an issue affecting crypto industry. It dovetails nicely in other work that Select Committee is doing. Several victims of expensive and invasive SIM swap attacks responded to Long in Twitter saying they'd be willing to virtually appear. Adam Pokornicki, of blah blah blah, said he would 100% testify regarding his experience being hacked in 2007. The CEO reported at the time that his email and financial, hey guys, please don't SIM swap attack me, compromised, irresponsible, that telcos have been blah blah. Yeah. Please, no more updates. There are more updates. Optional updates. I think I'm good. Good on the updates. Prime 95. Where is the download link? Do you want to do with save? View downloads. What the hell is this? Windows? Not the Windows I want. CPU Why are you taking so long to open? Alright, one person watching. I'm gonna go to bed soon. As soon as this starts running, let's see. Temperature is about 30 degrees. And cool. And prime 95. Prime 95. We can just go, we'll open up Task Manager, Performance, Start. Ooh. Sun's going up, 47 degrees. CPU, 100%. Memory, 14.8 gigs out of 15.7 gigs. Fan noise isn't too loud. What fan noise hasn't increased at all. I think we're good here. 50 degrees. Also, this computer is using 106 watts at full power. So pretty low power computer. It's at like 40 watts when it's at idle. Up to 53 degrees. $54, $53, $55. All right, I'm gonna get going, guys. Thanks to everyone that showed up. Appreciated spending time with everyone and answering everyone's questions. I'm trying to block out my light so I can get exposure to get better here. Oh, actually, that would be better. All right, no more comments. Take care, everyone. Thank you and good night.